Hello, today's word is curtains, and the first thing I thought of when I saw this is how long it took my grandmother to pick some curtains for the living room. I didn't know picking curtains was such a big deal. I didn't know it was such a thing that it needed to like match and it needed to be the right sort of cut and the right type of curtain and whatever. But when I first moved here about 4 years ago, or actually by the time we're watching this almost 5 years ago, my grandmother had also only just moved into this flat, so there was a lot that was still kind of being worked out, which is funny when I look back at like my November nonsense from that year, because you can see, for example, the bookshelves aren't up, or like the silly things that are just different. But anyway, one of those things was that she didn't have curtains for like the living room, or I think even for any of the bedrooms. And like, I would have thought if that was me, I would just get some curtains and be happy with it. But actually, like, it was a proper ordeal, which is fine, like I understand, and the ones she's got now are very nice. But I just didn't realize how much goes into like buying a curtain. But I suppose there's a lot of things you don't realize until you are the adult and have to do it yourself. But then of course another thing I think of when I hear the word curtain is the curtain going up when you are going to see a show. Now, as a lot of you know, I love seeing shows. I try to see loads of shows, obviously within budget, because I'm not made of money at all. But I've already seen 4 shows this year, and that's as of me filming it in February. So hopefully by the time this video goes up, I'll have seen maybe 10, hopefully. I do have 2 more booked at least. One was a birthday gift and I'm so excited, and I was meant to see it already, but then it was cancelled. And one was one that I just happened to find tickets for £10, so I was like, yep, booking that. And those are both in March, so I am really looking forward to those. And then between March and November, I think I'll see another 3, I hope. But there's just something so amazing about the moment the curtain goes up and the orchestra starts playing and you're just like, yes. Especially I think when it's something new and you're like, I am about to witness a whole new experience for the first time. But even old shows like Les Miserables, when the music starts playing, I just sob. That's not true, but I am like emotional, and Come From Away as well. And one of my favorite things that they started doing recently, or maybe not recently, a couple of the shows I've seen, is that literally the last thing they say before the curtain goes up, or one of the last things they say, is this show is orchestrated by, and then they say the name. And I just think that's really good, because I think the musicians deserve recognition. That rhymed. And I think very often they don't. And one of the things that I hate is when a show is finished and the orchestra is still playing and so many people just get up and leave immediately. And I always make it a thing to stay right until the end, because they deserve it, they're not done. And I know that it is kind of meant to be music to play you off, so like you can leave, but still, I like hearing the very final note. And I especially like it because usually I can film that. And then I'm always the first one the second they finish to whoop and to clap and to cheer and to be happy, to show them the love that they deserve. And one thing I adored was at Matilda, because they finished the music and then the musicians actually came on stage, and I was like, that is fantastic, because then they got their own bow and they got their own moment of recognition. Anyway, this video was meant to be about curtains and I've mostly been talking about musicians, but it's all within the theme, I think. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow!